Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Tranquil Waters by Stevie. Happy Friday to you all. Happy end of the week. Last week before Christmas. For many of us, Christmas break. Get a little time off of school or work or what have you. Just relax, be with friends and family, celebrate Christmas any way you celebrate. I hope it's a great Christmas for you all. I know this time of the year can be difficult for some people, and if you are dealing with some rough emotions or not always so cheery, I definitely wish you the best, and we'll keep everyone in our thoughts and prayers during this holiday season. It can be tough for some people, and I think we all need to be aware of that and just thankful for what we have and thankful for the people we can be around and share this season with. Another thing I'm thankful for is we are wrapping up our carrot planting extravaganza. I'll tell you what, it's been an interesting learning experience for me. Some mixed results, I would say so far. But I think at the end of the day, if the carrots get in the ground and we get a decent harvest, I think we can be pretty happy about that. We're finishing up doing the hilling here on our last field. And after we're done with this, we'll be able to get some planting started. I'll be curious to see how planting goes. We did a little testing, and it seems like planting is working pretty well now with the ridges. Don't know why I had mixed results on our first field, but maybe that was just growing pains. Who knows? So I thought what we would do, since it's we're here at the Christmas season, even though we're in June here in the game. I'm feeling Christmassy. I'm feeling that ho 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 spirit. So I came across our buddy here doing some weeding. Kind of weird to go against the grain, but that's what he's doing. So there you go. Just looking how this thing is tracking. I don't think this is the best tractor for weeding, but it's what we have. It's what we have, so we're using it. I picked up a contract over here. It's a foraging contract, and I thought, you know what, let's spruce it up a little bit and get the old Deutz Warrior TTV 8, I believe, out here. Still a sharp looking tractor though, isn't it? I mean, even if you're not really into the colors, Deutz has got some styling. They've got some styling going on. We got the Santa hat. We have a matchy from Omatana. Just added to her. She just updated her lizard. What is it called again? The lizard something pack. The lizard TARDIS pack. And she added some things to it. She added forage pickup wagon here. A couple of the forage pickup wagons. I believe this was in here and this was already here. But she's also added these wagons here. 250,000 liters. Yeah, buddy. She's also added liquid tankers. Actually, I could see that being super handy. 200,000 liters of liquid for an inexpensive tank. Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be a great steal to have in your game. Then she's also added the TARDIS harvesters. Of course, you got quite a few color variations with all of these too. And of course, with the color configurating mod, you can have a little bit of fun with that, make it Christmassy if you so desire, along with these headers as well. Very, very cool. Thanks, Omatana, for doing that. That's pretty sweet. So I picked up that. So we've got 250,000 liters of storage on there. And of course we've got our Santa hat on top. And then let's see if we can get our John Deere. I was tempted to get another forage harvester. I was tempted to do some color configurations on this John Deere, but I started getting into it, and then I couldn't. I didn't. Well, I think I could probably find one, but I couldn't find the good forage header here that allowed for color configuration, and that kind of broke the deal. Kind of sad. But anyways, what happens if you, and I just thought of this, what happens if you, how does it work with Courseplay? If we set up a Courseplay route with this guy right here, will he stop when our trailer is full and wait for us? I don't know how that works with Courseplay, now that I think about it. Maybe if you deactivate... Oh, you know what? Isn't there an option? Let's just take a quick peek here. Bear with me if you would. I think there is an option. Check for silage additive. That's kind of cool. Field work, field turn, reverse, silo, blah, blah, blah. Isn't there a stop while unloading option? No, we don't want stop while unloading. Avoid driving in fruit. Allow reverse. Allow using Pathfinder. I don't know if is Courseplay smart enough to stop and wait for us to come back with an empty trailer? Or will it just... I suppose I could manually stop it. I'm asking this, and I think you all are wondering, well, Brad, what difference does it make? Just get an AI... just get the AI worker going and let's get on with the show. And I totally agree. However, AI workers tend to be temperamental at best, and I've never tried doing this kind of work with Courseplay. Maybe it's just not doable. Maybe it's just not doable. Doesn't really matter which way we go. Let's do 2 headlands. Let's start on the headlands so we don't drive over so much of our crop. I don't really care. I mean, we can do a little bit of headland overlap. That's fine if you want to do that. Up and down and all around. Field center up and down. Up and down, blah, blah, blah. We don't really need to skip rows. Let's generate a course. Oh, maybe it just won't do it. Maybe it just doesn't like it. Hold on a second. Let me drive a little more onto the field. Sometimes that resolves this issue. If we just drive a little bit more onto the field. If it doesn't work, then we'll move on our merry way. Yeah, that did it. Well, we're going to find out. Whoops, I don't know what just happened there. That was probably a fat finger on my part. We are going to find out. I guess if it won't stop, I'll stop it. But I've never used Courseplay for this kind of work, so I am curious to see what it will do. I'm also curious. Let's see here. First waypoint. I'd rather not drive all over the crop, so we're going to try and... Oh, it is waiting for me, I think. Look at the little things looking for me. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Oh, no, don't swing around that way. You silly thing. Well, I'll tell you what. I don't know why I've never used Courseplay for this kind of work. it seems logical to use Courseplay for this kind of work. Boy, that thing is... I kind of feel like we should be behind it or closer or something. That is a long... Doesn't that seem exceptionally long? It's going right over Santa's hat. I think it's missing Santa's hat. That seems like... I'll tell you what, that John Deere has got some serious throwing power. Holy cow. How far will it throw it? It's like it's rubber. It's just, oh my goodness. That's hilarious. If I get really close, let me see if I can get right up on it. Yeah, that doesn't look quite so goofy. Man. I guess I just wasn't expecting it to do that. I don't know. But I'll tell you what, isn't that a view? Right there you go. Ho, ho, ho. Forage contract. Off we go. Let's catch up a little bit to the old JD, so it doesn't look so weird. Yeah, I mean, this forage contract I think is like 90 grand. So it's not a small contract. It's a pretty decent sized field. It's decent money. And I kind of just wanted something a little bit different. I wanted to do something just a little bit different than our carrot stuff. Even though I've been enjoying the carrot stuff, I kind of just felt like, man, I don't know. We can do more ridging, but let's just do something different, right? I'm kind of glad we did, because I feel like this Courseplay forage harvesting stuff is quite a bit nicer than using the AI. And the thing with the AI too is it's just up and down, right? It's just one directional. It's, well, two directions, but it's either, you know, you don't get the fancy part of Courseplays, of routing out Courseplay courses. So yeah, I quite like this. And of course it's pretty handy to have 250,000 liters of storage in your trailer. I should have leased a second one. That's what I should have done. We'll see how far this one takes us. I'm not sure what to expect for a total haul from this field. I mean, we're already at 33,000 liters, and we are not even, maybe we're halfway around it. It's interesting with Christmas, you know, and it's hard not to. It's hard not to kind of, during this time of the year, to think about, I don't know, think about a lot of things. Think about past Christmases. If you're a parent, think about your Christmases, and if you know, versus what you have going with your kids. Maybe they're out of the house. Maybe you still have kids in school. Maybe you've got young kids. Maybe you are a younger kid. And I think about how different Christmases are nowadays with all the advancements that we've had in technology and with social media, with gaming, with just everything. Like, I remember some of my favorite Christmas memories, and I know we talked about them a little bit last time we were here in Tranquil Waters. But some of my favorite things it wasn't necessarily the presents. It was the just the things that went on during Christmas, during that Thanksgiving to Christmas period. You know, seeing the commercials on TV changing over to holiday commercials. Now, I don't watch a lot of broadcast TV. In fact, very little. Probably just sports for the most part. I don't watch a lot of TV that has commercials. I avoid them like the plague. In fact, I even avoid sponsorship commercials on YouTube. I've gotten a little bit more patient about those and a little more understanding about them now that I am producing some content. I kind of get it. A little more, and I understand why YouTubers would go that route, especially since now I wasn't around and streaming or doing YouTube videos during the heyday of people making money on YouTube, and I have nothing to compare it to, and I know that from what I've been told, there's been a lot of financial changes to how you make money on YouTube. And a lot of people are depending a lot more on Patreon and channel memberships. You could also do, like I said, you can have sponsors. But it used to irritate me a lot because I pay for YouTube Premium. And I do that because I watch a lot of YouTube on devices. How do I put it without... Let's just say I watch YouTube on a lot of devices where you are going to be watching ads. You don't have the option for the alternatives to ad removal. And so I decided to pay for YouTube Premium. And my kids like it too, and it's easier for them, and they watch a lot on their phones and stuff. But anyways, and it used to really bother me because I'd be like, you know what, I'm paying for YouTube Premium, so I don't have to deal with ads on videos. But now all of a sudden, I have to deal with ads within the videos. Now I get to listen to the content creator give me another ad. But I get it more now. I'm a lot more patient about that kind of stuff, and I think a little bit more understanding about that stuff. And it is time consuming, and I understand it. For some of these channels I watch, oh, that was kind of slick. For some of these channels that I watch, boy, is there a lot of time and effort that goes into their content. And it kind of bothers me a little bit that people don't, I don't want to say respect that, but people don't acknowledge that by at least just clicking on the like button. And I'm not speaking for my videos, because for the most part my videos aren't highly edited videos. I mean, I'll throw some editing in here once in a while if need be, or if I feel like I want to add a little flair or whatever. But there's some content out there that has taken that person hours of work, just hours and hours of work. And people won't even click on a like button? I mean, come on. Get with the program. You know, at least thank the person by throwing a like up there. And it's just curious to me. I like kind of watching that kind of thing because it makes me think a little bit like, so how do you get more people who regularly watch your videos? Like, why won't people throw a like on there? You know, like, what would stop a person from throwing a like on a video? I don't know. I don't know. Because you can hide your liked videos. I think for some people, I think it's like, well, if I like a video, I think isn't there a list that it goes on for your account that like your liked videos or something like that? And maybe for some people it's like I don't want that to be shown. But you can hide that, make that private. Now we're getting into the New Year's where you make resolutions. I don't know if you all are resolution people or not. I'm not really. I mean, I think about it. I think a little bit about it. Like, I think more along the lines of bigger picture kind of thing. You know, like, am I where I want to be? Am I doing what I want to do? Is there anything in particular in my life, you know, that I want to change? I think, I would say that doing YouTube videos. Oh, that's close. You're close there, Brad. Don't hit his little header there. You can back off just a scooch. There you go. But I think doing YouTube videos was one of my. I remember before I started the channel. I think for like 2 or 3 years it was one of my thoughts around this time of year that I should get off my lazy butt and start recording. Yeah, I remember as kids you started seeing the holiday commercials come in. So things were, you know, clearly changing. You knew it was Christmas time then. You were like, oh yeah. You started seeing the Hershey's Kisses commercial, the Coca-Cola commercial with the polar bears. I'm trying to think of what else. In those days, back then, you started seeing Dolly Madison. I don't know if any of you remember Dolly Madison commercials, but they started getting more popular during the Charlie Brown. It's Christmas time, Charlie Brown, or whatever that special's called, the classic Charlie Brown Christmas special where he gets asked to go get that tree. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen it. But yeah, it still cracks me up, man. And he brings that tree back, and it's just the worst dead twiggy tree ever. And of course his lovely sister Lucy just is like, you blockhead. Oh, I don't know, good stuff, really good stuff. But and then of course you got the Sears or JCPenney's Christmas catalogs. Things started like at school. I remember, if I remember right, at school we started doing like more arts and crafts that were Christmas oriented. Making ornaments for the tree that I'm sure my parents were like, oh yeah, that's really nice, Brad. That 5-pound dried out cookie ornament is gonna be great. I seem to remember doing ornaments that were like, you want to eat them but you know you shouldn't eat them, like made out of like dried up flour, and I don't know what they were, but I remember they weighed a ton, so my mom would always have to hang them on the shorter branches, which meant they kind of had to go up higher on the tree. Or if you hung them in the lower branches, you had to hang them like inside the tree. Otherwise, if they were on the outside, on the end, towards the end of the branch, it would just like, you just droop down to the floor. But I remember making some ornaments out of some weird flowery, some kind of Maybe papier-mâché. I don't know. Maybe it was paper-mâché. And then I think one year, I think we even had ornaments made out of clay. Maybe it was a clay kind of thing or something. I don't know. I just remember they were, I'm sure they weren't the best looking things in the world. And I remember my kids bringing home Christmas ornaments. And I got to tell you, I loved them. They could have been the ugliest things in the world, but I loved them. They were my favorites. They were 100 times better than all those Hummel, what are they, Hummel ornaments or Hummel little figurine things and all these fancy, you know, $50 Hallmark and Tiffany or what, I don't know what brands they are. I don't know. All the fancy, shiny ornaments, and then you've got this, you know, ornament cut out of construction paper with crayons written on there, you know, Merry Christmas and whatnot, and so much better than the fancies. But we always had the star on top of the tree, and the same star, I can still see it. That star must have been 20 years old. Always had the same star, always same lights. I don't know if my parents, I never remember my parents ever buying new strands of lights. I think I mentioned we were a Tencel family. So my mom would bring out the box of silver. Whoa, Brad, whoa, almost scratched some paint there. My mom would bring out this box of silver Tencel that was just all mangled up. And I remember one year I decided that it would be a good idea, for some unholy reason, I decided that it would be a good idea to try tasting some of that silver Tencel. And I must have been old enough to where I had a filling or two and didn't realize that it's basically aluminum foil you're chewing on, and I learned very quickly that was not a pleasant surprise. I do remember our dog. We had a poodle beagle mix. His name was Snoopy. There you go. His name was actually Snoopy. Snoopy was a pretty cool dog. Snoopy was a well-tempered, pretty well-behaved dog. He could go everywhere with us. I mean, serious part of the family kind of dog. That was kind of how I was raised. Was the dog was part of the family. The dog was in family photos. The dog went on trips with us. I don't know if it used to be easier, but of course you'd always get the hotel rooms that allowed dogs. Otherwise we weren't staying there. I remember on a couple of occasions sneaking him in. I remember one time I had to be a decoy for getting Snoopy into the hotel. Me and my mom went to the front, or maybe, no, it was probably me and my dad went to the front desk. And we kind of kept them busy while my mom and I think my sisters, my brother and my sisters, snuck Snoopy in through a side door. Dude, how about a little warning if you're going to do the old reverse on me? Where you going, buddy? We're going that way? Okay, we're going that way. And so yeah, they did the old sneak Snoopy in through the side door. Let's go on this side. Let's try something a little bit different. And but for the most part, we could get a hotel room that allowed pets, so that worked out pretty well. Snoopy was awesome, but Snoopy would once in a while get into the presents. Not often, but every once in a while he'd catch a hair up his butt, and there was either something smelled something to him, like it was tasty. We learned too that because Snoopy would get his own presents. So we would have presents, and then there would be Snoopy presents that he could unwrap. No, you know, I don't know if we were the only family that has ever done that. I don't think we are. No, in fact, I know we're not, because not too long ago I actually talked to a buddy of mine who does that for his dog. But we learned not to put Snoopy's presents out along with the other ones because he didn't know when to stop. You know, things got a little bit crazy. And then I think we ended up getting Snoopy a stocking, and just went the stocking route with him. I feel like I'm really catching up to this thing. Let's give it a little bit more space. It's nice having that Christmas tree right there in the center to be able to line up. That's kind of handy. As long as it misses Santa's hat, we're in good shape. Now, you don't need to back up, dude. There's no reason for you to go in reverse. You have got tons of room, and that thing can turn on a dime, so come on now. But Snoopy went with us everywhere. Snoopy went with us to... Uh-oh. I think I'm going to have to... Is that okay, dude? You okay with this? I'll wait for you. Alright. Giddy up. And I think for a long time my sister used to be known as Lucy, because she had some Lucy characteristics to her. A little bossy. She was a little bossy, my oldest sister. I don't know if any of you have ever read that birth order book before or not, but it is dead right. It is dead on. The basic gist behind it is based on where you were born and what order you were born in highly impacts your personality and who you are. And excuse me, one of the firstborn is generally more of a leader, kind of bossy, maybe a little more controlling, that kind of thing. A lot of positive and negative characteristics for all the orders, depending on where you are. But like middle child, generally speaking, is a great moderator. You know, they're usually the ones that are trying to keep the peace. And then, of course, the youngest child is kind of usually the class clown, kind of the screwball, kind of the goofy one of the family. Oftentimes considered to be kind of the spoiled one, the one that kind of got away with more things than the other ones did. So yeah, it's an interesting read. It's not a long read. It's a good read, but that's the gist of it is how it works out. But trying to think of what else. Oh, sorry, buddy. That's totally on me, man. I did the pit maneuver. I threw a pit maneuver on our John Deere. Whoopsie. Trying to think of what else kind of suggested Christmas. I know other than the weather, obviously, if you've got snow or things are turning cold, but the commercials on TV, all the ads, and of course when you went into the stores, you started seeing all the Christmas displays. Stores, of course, doing everything they could to make you feel guilty if you weren't buying, presents for everybody and everything. And, oh man, the financial strain it can put on people, it's kind of crazy. I don't want to get into all of that because everybody's got, I'm certain people have different opinions on the materialism, I suppose you could say, of Christmas. But I like to think that when I think back on my Christmas as a kid, and I would hope my kids are the same when they get to look back at them, that it wasn't all just about, you know, what you got, but it was also just about the atmosphere, the general, the food. The food's a huge one, right? I didn't even think about that. Food is a huge part of Christmas for us too. You know, all the Christmas cookies. I still remember my mom making all those cutout Christmas cookies. She was a big Christmas cookie maker. Primarily, she made cutout cookies, and so it was either roll the dough and then have the cookie cutters. But I also remember her having some kind of a deal where you could, whoa, where you going, buddy? Where you know those kind of squeezer bags that you use for frosting cakes. They're kind of just a sack that you put the icing in or frosting in, and then you squeeze it and it comes out a metal, kind of a metal tip. She had something like that for cookies that had different shapes to them, if I remember right too. Some other kind of press machine or something. I think every year she got a little bit more sophisticated. My grandma used to make this candy for Christmas called Divinity. Now, I don't know if any of you have heard of it or ever had it. It's pure sugar. I don't even know if there's anything else in it. There's got to be some other kind of a binder, but it's primarily sugar. It's this white. You can look it up on. You can do a Google foo on it. I made it one year because I missed it so much because my grandma that made it is no longer with us, but she would make this Divinity, and I know weeks ahead of time before we visited them that was one thing I was seriously looking forward to, was the Divinity. She always made sure that I got some. She always made sure she had it made. She made 2 different kinds. I'm pretty sure she knew that us kids, or at least me, didn't like it with the nuts in it, because I think you can make Divinity with maybe almonds or something, but she made for me just plain old Divinity. I made it one year, and I gotta say it worked out pretty well. I really liked it, but it wasn't the same. It just wasn't the same. You know, it's weird how it might have been, and it was her recipe, but it wasn't made by her. I'm sure that played a role in it. She was also so much better at baking than I was, and I'm sure there was little tricks she knew, because you had to boil. You had to boil the sugar, so I had to go out and get a candy thermometer. I invested in this, man. I tell you, I invested in it. I was bent on making Divinity. I think I made it for like 2 years, and I haven't made it since. But I got the candy, the sugar thermometer. I got a pot, the right kind of. I don't know if it was a special pot or what, but anyways. And it turned out pretty good. But not Grandma's Divinity. It's not Grandma's Divinity. But yeah, food's huge for Christmas too. You know. Now I grew up as well with church going, so that was also a huge thing. Was having the church Christmas potlucks. Church potlucks, no matter where you fall on church and religion and so on, church potlucks can be some of the best meals you'll ever have in your entire life. They can also be some of the worst meals you will ever have in your entire life. And I'm not going to lie to you, and I know that this is going to sound a little bit iffy, okay? But trust me on this. The further south you go, the better the potluck. All right? If I go to the UP, I almost guarantee if I go to the Upper Peninsula and go to a church up there and go to a potluck, I'm sure it'll be good, but I'm also certain that it's not going to be as good as if I went down, let's say, even to Kentucky or further south and really get into the good stuff. You know, get into the Alabama and Georgia, maybe South Carolina. We don't count Florida because Florida is, I don't know what Florida is, but you get into some of those southern states and their church potlucks are unbelievable. And they'll kick you out if you start talking Kentucky Fried Chicken and, you know, and all these fast food stuff. There will be women there that will look at you like you are Satan himself because you don't touch Mama's Fried Chicken. Mama's Fried Chicken is the best ever, you know. You just take a 5-pound tub of Crisco and you just put it in a pan and you just go to town with some chicken. You bread the chicken in Crisco and you let the chicken sit overnight in Crisco. You bread the chicken in Crisco. Or if you want to be, you know, maybe you get some no-name, just something that just says lard on the side of the can. It doesn't even have to be Crisco. It can just be lard. And yeah, no, there's some amazing food. Food is epic at Christmas time. Used to be more so, but at least for me. But yeah, potlucks. And then, of course, you had Christmas. The music. I mean, come on. Right? I can't believe I even... That wasn't the first thing I mentioned. Is the Christmas music. Are you going to pause for me? Oh, you are? Thanks, buddy. Is the Christmas music. Christmas music. Oh my gosh. That could be the best. And then you start seeing advertisements for like the Nutcracker or Mannheim Steamroller. What was the one? Trans-Siberia? The Trans-Siberia Orchestra. I just saw a commercial for... I'm going to take out something. I just saw a commercial for the Trans-Siberia Orchestra's Christmas extravaganza special. I wouldn't mind going to see that. That'd probably be pretty slick. I never saw Mannheim Steamroller in concert. No, Brad. Nope. Don't you go that way, my friend. You are taking a wrong turn. You need to stay on this side of the river, buddy. Where am I going, though? We need to go... I think we need to go this way. Yeah, I think we need to go this way. But I had gone to a couple of special Christmas deals. There was one that was like a Christmas on ice thing or something. Ended up being really, really, really good. But yeah, there's a lot. I don't know. What do you guys think of for stuff like that? There's just so many things that just really focus on that time of year that it's pretty cool. Pretty cool to have. We need to go to the, supposedly, for whatever reason, and I don't know why, we are supposed to be able to sell all of this to the fast food restaurant. Now, why the fast food restaurant would want forage, I don't know. Is this the fast food restaurant? Yeah, I think this is where we want to be. Let's see what happens, shall we? Why would they want chaff? I say forage, sorry, I mean chaff, but Why would they want? Why? I don't know why they would want it. But you know what? They do. And we need to do this because it's going to help cover our contract. Kind of makes me what they're putting in their burgers. Maybe we should go ask. What kind of hamburgers do you guys sell here that requires chaff? Maybe it's their veggie burger. While we're here, we need to take a quick peek ski because something tells me Mr. Stevie has probably plopped down a couple of collectibles over here somewhere. No. What about up here? No, nothing up there, Stevie? Oh. Thank you, sir. Thought so. Nothing up there, doesn't look like. Thing on the benches? Benches? Oh, hello. What about hiding over here somewhere? No? Okay. Oh, I think I saw one. Yeah, buddy. Yummy ice cream. Am I missing any? Did I skip over one? I've been known to be right on top of one and not see it, so it wouldn't surprise me if I missed one. But I think we got it covered. What about over by the bikes? No? I don't think so. Alright, I think we did our due diligence. Yeah, I think we did our due diligence. And I think it's also time for me to sign off. Thanks everyone for stopping by again and for checking out my videos. As always, I really appreciate it. I appreciate you. I appreciate the fact that you all, especially the folks that have been around a while, sticking with me. I appreciate that. You all have, and of course to the new subscribers as well. And if you do remember, and if you enjoyed the video at all, likes are always welcomed. Most importantly though, you all have, if I don't see you before Christmas, have an amazing Christmas. Stay safe. Enjoy yourselves. Get out of here, birds. Hopefully I'll see you one more time before Christmas. Wow, you're still dumping? Holy cow. But if I don't, have a great Christmas, and I'll see you before the new year for sure. But take care of yourselves, be safe, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Would also appreciate that. You're always welcome to become a member. And of course you can hop on over to the Discord server and become a member there. Take care. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.